Alright guys, I wanted to do this series looking at the worst rated games on Steam, and are they really worth the hate? I mean, let's be honest, every game out there has its flaws. Every game has its pros. So I went through a list of top 50 worst games and I picked one. And I'm going to do a little bit of a, is it really that bad kind of review about it. The first one I picked because I have a familiarity with the brand. I played RollerCoaster Tycoon 3 when I was younger, and it just held a special place in my heart. So why not start with a game that I'm very familiar with and I get the general concept? RollerCoaster Tycoon World. I think it was rated number 6 out of the worst games on Steam on the list I saw. So we're gonna start with it, and I just want to play it for a couple hours and see how it goes. You guys want to join me for the ride? Let's do it. Alright, when I was doing some initial research on this, I discovered that this game came out in 2016, and so it's actually more recent than I thought it was. I thought RollerCoaster Tycoon kind of ended after a while, but apparently it didn't, so here I am doing a review on it. When I'm doing this review, there is a couple things I want to keep in mind. First impressions are incredibly important to me. As a father and a husband, time is of incredible value to me. If I'm going to be playing a game, it better be worth my time. So I just want to know, if I play for an hour or 2 hours, I should get the general feel that I'll like this game, or this game is frustrating, I don't want to waste my time. So I played about 2 hours of this game, and here's what I found. The game is clunky. It really is. I loaded up the first mission and it froze on me within the first loading screen. I had to just kind of sit there and wait it out. It ended up fixing itself after about 3 minutes, but it should not take that long to load a single mission. And don't even get me started on that mission. It's clunky. They give you objectives to do that don't really explain why you're doing these objectives. It's more of a tutorial system, to be fair, but the fact is, I should understand what I'm doing in the tutorial for the sake of the mission. It's not really a tutorial when I'm just following instructions that don't make sense to me. There's this whole influencer feature of the game where you find out influencers coming to the park, and you're supposed to impress them with whatever they are looking for. So like the one I had was talking about the kids souvenirs, and he wanted to do a review on kids souvenirs. So I had to make sure I had some in the park to sell. And it's like, that's a cool feature as a game for this kind of thing, but at the same time it feels forced modernly. Like, it just wanted to take a concept that exists in the real world and shove it into this game, and it kind of just feels like it was an afterthought, if you know what I mean. The game itself feels like a 2005 game. It feels like RollerCoaster Tycoon 3, and it plays like RollerCoaster Tycoon 3. The graphics are, I don't want to say ugly, but they're not the greatest either. I feel like they're not modern graphics. They feel like a Windows XP, Windows 7, that generation of graphics. Maybe Vista. We'll go with Vista. The sound design is weird. I'll play some clips for you. But there's some scenes in the game that feel quiet, like eerily quiet. And then there's scenes in the game that have like a jet engine going through the air. And it's like, why is this sound here? It doesn't make sense to me. And it's very off-putting. It takes you out of the immersion, and it just doesn't work. I was going through some of the comments. I'll pull them up on the screen. I went through comments from most recent to the oldest, because as games come out, they get patched. It's a matter of fact. I don't want to have that discussion, so I want to look at the game in its current state. And the most recent comment summarizes my entire view on this game. I'm going back to RollerCoaster Tycoon 3. This game feels like that game, but clunky. It feels like it's RollerCoaster Tycoon 3 on stilts. Like, it just does not work. This person has another opinion similar to mine. Always been a fan of the franchise since I was 10 years old, and I'm 28 now. I'm still love the game. I mean, yeah, it's a fun game, fun concept, but it just this feels like a downgrade. It does. Go buy RollerCoaster Tycoon 3. See? Way too long to download, huh? I'll ignore that. Constantly freezing. Another one I had. I had the exact same issue. Crashes constantly, yes. Game has much herky-jerky motion. Is not smooth running and often stops running. Leaves players having to reboot. Exactly. Sadly, this game constantly freezes and stops responding. It's fact. I don't understand why this game was released as is, and it just feels like they kind of forgot about it, you know? Metacritic gave this score a 43. Do I think it deserves a 43? Maybe. My rating system is a little weird because I enjoy RollerCoaster Tycoon 3. It may not be my cup of tea as a person with time restraints, as a grown adult now with responsibilities, you know, but a 43 seems low. This game isn't great. I'm not going to even try to argue that it's a great game. I'm not going to argue it's a good game, but it's not really a bad game. I just think there are other games in the exact same franchise that are older that are better. So if I had to give this rating, I would give it a 55 out of 100. It's super middle of the road. There are better versions of this game. There are worse versions of this game. It's not great. It's not terrible. I mean, I once I got to playing with the open mechanics of the game, it was a lot of fun. It just lacks in anything polished. But that is my notes on this game. And thanks for joining me at Spark Notes. That's a 45 out of 100 for Spark. If you guys want to see me rate other games that are listed badly on Steam, or if you guys want to see me play a different game, rate a different game that's really good on Steam, just let me know in the comments below. If you guys have any other ideas of video content I should make, let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this kind of video where I review older games, even newer games, I could do emulations of games like Pokemon and see how they run. You guys let me know what you want to see. Like this video, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you with the next notes. This is Spark Notes.